another great video that we're going to use at this party of Lydia Pew's. And we're going to make gingerbread houses. One's going to look like Halloween haunted house, and the other for Christmas. You can get all kinds of kits, and we should all order them so we can add to the success of Lydia's party so that she can get more free stuff that she can use to have great parties and invite you over if you live close. If not, she can send you goodies.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Christmas is coming. Let's help her out. All right. So, Lydia, we've already made this first one for you.
Yep.
But what we're going to do now is teach you how.
Okay.
Okay? I was telling you earlier when you first got here that when you order your kit, and we'll talk about the kit here in a bit, one of the great things of Pampered Chef is that they send you the directions as to how to use it, how to care for it, and a recipe for gingerbread that is fail-safe. And it's fail-safe because almost all of the ingredients come in this tube right here. Which means I don't have to worry about baking soda, baking powder, eggs, whatever else. It's all pre-measured. It's all right here. So the first thing we're going to do is use that knife, cut that open, and put all of that in there.
I think I can handle that.
I know. That's what I said.
Fingers crossed.
This is fail-safe, which means even Lydia can succeed. Okay? And if Lydia can, all of you who are at her party know that you can. All right? You'll notice that because Lydia does not live in my house, but she's in my house, we're wearing masks so that we are COVID careful, doing all the things. So make sure you do that when you have guests at your home. If you have guests, follow the rules wherever you might live. Here in Oregon, I'm allowed to have a couple of guests in my home. Yay! I will tell you, I don't memorize anything. Okay?
All right.
So
Me neither.
it just doesn't make sense. In the old days, I could remember so you were too young to know this. Anita, she's not, neither is Franklin. In the old days, we memorized phone numbers because we actually had to push them.
Hey, I did that too.
Right?
I did that too.
But I don't even remember my own phone number anymore. It's just that kind of the way it is. So certainly when it comes to a recipe, I don't memorize it. So, and because Pampered Chef gave me this, I just refer back to it every single time. I store them all in a Ziploc bag for all the recipes and directions I might need. You can find a way to work for you, but for me, a Ziploc bag works. So what we're going to add to this now is 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Now you're going to add 2 tablespoons of molasses.
Okay. Molasses.
Yep, and there's a tablespoon measuring thing that I put in another little cup there.
Okay.
From Pampered Chef.
Of course, these are all Pampered Chef measuring pieces. They're fine. That one adjusts, so you're at a tablespoon right now,
Yep.
but you can go down to half a tablespoon, 3/4 of a tablespoon, etc. Okay, we're going to the smaller measuring thing,
All right.
and we're going to go to 3/4 teaspoon cinnamon. I've got my spices sitting right here for you. So there's cinnamon, and you'll want to take, yep, there you go, and then that just pops right off.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Did we make sure that was,
I did. Yep.
okay, good, I want to make sure.
3/4 of a teaspoon.
In you go.
All right.
Now you're going to move to a half.
Now we go to a half.
Yep.
And what spice is
Oh,
that
excuse
for?
me, you're going to ginger.
Okay.
That makes sense if we're having a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
But there would be ginger in it, right? Good. And then you're going to go to 1/8 for cloves.
Okay. That's how it works.
That's a great idea, because isn't that a cool measuring spoon?
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this moves to make it a different size.
So you don't need several different spoons.
Just
It's all
one.
one now. Guess what you can do next?
Use my hands.
You do. That is exactly right.
This is the part where it could all go wrong.
Oh, really?
That's right. I actually asked Anita earlier, yeah, is Lydia going to be at first getting her hands in something? She said, no. I said, no, we're good. We're good to go. So, yeah, use your hands to get this all mixed together. And you are going to smell the molasses and the ginger. It's gonna, the flavor, the smell come right up into your nose as you do this. You're going to see the color change. And you want to make sure that it just gets totally absorbed so it's all beautiful.
All right.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
Now,
Wash my hands again?
yep. What you need to do first, here's a brush and oil.
Oh, okay.
Gently, lightly oil inside any of it. Use the house first. We'll talk about what we're going to use with this in a minute.
Okay.
Can you use spray on?
No.
Okay.
They recommend that we not use spray on for almost all of our things. And the reason is it adds a buildup that over time destroys the surface.
Okay.
So the reality is, don't use spray-ons anyway, unless you're using like spray-on oil and it's really the oil. So you can get spray-on olive oil or spray-on, not the pretend things.
Okay.
You can also get from us, which I think is the way I'm going. You can get a oil mister, so I can put the oil in a bottle and turn that into the spray that I need.
Oh, that's a really
But
cool idea.
for this particular piece, I like actually being able to brush it in because I'm not getting it on the outside. I'm not wasting it. It's only going where we actually need it.
Well, mostly. I can't promise that I didn't get that outside.
Okay. But you get the general idea.
I'm a very thorough oiler.
I know. With one thing of cookie dough, there's enough to do the house and a few of the other things. Okay? So you do that. Make sure we get this.
Okay.
And let's get the gingerbread man. Nice and easy. And we're done with the oil. Now, this is a medium scoop. We can also buy large and small scoops, but this is the medium scoop.
Okay.
Okay, the reason that becomes important is that our instructions tell us to use the medium scoop
Okay.
and to put 3 scoops of dough into the 2 roof each. So
Okay.
3 scoops here and 3 scoops there into the roof pieces.
Oh. I was just saying how easy this is, and I think this would be really awesome for kids. I mean, it's like we've been saying, it's pretty foolproof, and I know that they would love to just shove cookie dough into these
Oh,
molds.
it really is simple. While you're talking about it, I'll make sure you know too that we do have kids cooking kits that include things like pretzels and making their own pancakes in Disney molds and all kinds of really fun things.
That's
So
awesome.
while you're looking online, make sure you look at all of that fun stuff.
Yeah. I have to say, I've only ever done the store-bought gingerbread house kits, but this
Yeah,
is really
and this
fun.
is much more fun than that.
Yeah, it
We're
is.
going to set the timer for 10 minutes, but they take at least 20 minutes. But those 2 little ones that are all by themselves probably won't be. So
okay.
we'll check them in about 10 minutes
Okay.
just to see how they are. And now they're cooking. Let's take a break. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is actually make royal icing. Royal icing is very, very simple to make. It only has a few ingredients. Those ingredients include confectioner's or powdered sugar, cream of tartar, water, and meringue powder. 4 total ingredients. The directions and recipe for it come again right after the house in the directions. So it's something you can't mess up as long as you can follow simple directions and straightforward. And then if you want color added to it, you can add that color. If you're going to add color, I recommend that you don't use the traditional colors that come in the little drops like this, because that adds liquid. and you don't want to add more liquid than they've already called for. So I suggest that you use professional style coloring. Okay? This is a paste, and you put a toothpick in it, and then put the color right down in your icing. So you also get more precise colors this way. And if you go to a baking supply store, they have the entire spectrum of colors available to you. That's how cake designers get all the myriad of colors for weddings, etc. Is that they can add that. So, great. Now we're going to let this cool for 9 minutes. We'll take it out of its mold so then it can finish cooling, and then we're going to start putting houses together. Pretty exciting. Thanks, Franklin. What we got? All right, let's pull that up out of there. And then, Franklin, you can look right down in there. You can see it here hanging, but when you look inside the bowl, you can see how the peaks are staying right where we want them to. They haven't dropped. They're exactly what we want. Yeah, so that's good. Space. Now, we are quickly going to take some of this and save it because we're going to want like probably something other than black or gray gravy. Frosting, okay? For this Halloween thing, but we're not going to want a lot of anything else. So there's that.
Oh, that's a cool jar.
Okay. Nice, again, storage from Pampered Chef. You can get 6 of them in the kit. Love it. Now, we're going to, there it is. Woo-hoo. You're going to turn this,
black or gray?
Yes. And royal icing, you have to keep working with it or cover it up, especially cover with a wet towel, because if you don't, it dries out and becomes inusable.
Hi, I'm Franklin. Hey, Lydia, this is our piping bag from Pampered Chef. It's a really cool, it's really cool piping bag. And what you do is you put it together. It explains how to put it together easily. And you take the piping bag to make it stand straight up. You put it in a glass like this so you can scoop up your frostings into the piping bag. So it just basically goes inside of a glass. So it holds it up.
Very cool.
So, all right, and then basically you take your frosting.
Or icing.
Icing, I'm sorry. You take a small spatula for the icing and you just start loading the piping bag. You fill it up till it's nice and full. Kind of messy, but you know how it is. Just keep patting it down till it's nice and full, halfway through the glass. And you hear our little puppy in the background wanting some icing.
That'll be just like your kids when they're in the... That looks great, Franklin.
All right.
So, Lydia, how hard is that?
It is not very difficult at all.
Good.
Oh, so now I'm just shingling my house. We're using the cinnamon off-brand cereal for some shingles.
Don't forget to stop at the Dollar Tree when you need all this candy and side stuff. It's the cheapest way to do it. And they have some of the most creative things that you couldn't buy at a regular store.
This is awesome.
So it's going to be at least as good as the picture of the last baked good I saw that you did.
At least, I hope.
All right then. So after lots of fun we are finished. We've used the molds for gingerbread cookies, for regular cookies, and for white chocolate candy. And completed both houses. We have Christmas, we have Halloween. Lydia did Halloween, and I'll let her tell you all about what she's done here. It's fabulous.
All right, so we have the regular gingerbread house structure. And then as I kind of talked about before, we used that the icing to cement the cereal shingles. Let's see, we've got some eyes, some candy eyes. Everything on here is edible. Some cone trees. I also have like a white chocolate tree that comes on the mold. We have, I can move it a little bit for you to see. We have a little ghost there in the back. Some of the windows are boarded up because it's, you know, this house is very old. We've got over here some disturbed graves. These are all white chocolate with the gummy worms. All the dirt is Oreo dust. And this is how crisp those molds are. It was very easy to make. You just we melted the white chocolate. You can do that on the stovetop or in the microwave. We poured it in, set it in the freezer for a couple minutes, and it popped right out.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how many of these have you made in your lifetime before?
This is the first one I've ever made. So, yeah, this was very easy. The entire time I was doing it, I was just thinking about how awesome this would be to do with a family or with kids. Maybe you could want to do one per kid and have them do a competition, because it's just so easy to make one set. You don't have to just like make one, you know.
And one bag of candy does way more than one house.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So think about and again, if you go to the Dollar Tree to buy your candy, this is a really inexpensive project to do with your family.
Definitely. Tell us about your tree or your house.
So as we look at Christmas,
Christmas.
I will tell you that is not quite finished. And it's not finished because I'm looking for a certain type of gum that I have bought every year my entire life to make shutters on the windows. And I'll find that and I'll add that to it at some point. Other than that, it's pretty much done. Lots of what you see there is tradition in my family. For example, the waffle cones and the sugar cones upside down with the frosting on them. That's a tradition in my family as to how to put that on there. The spearmint leaves have always been bushes in my home. And then you'll see the Andes mints. That's the shingles, so it's nice and smooth. And then I have a Pampered Chef powdered sugar shaker. That once it was all done, I dusted the entire project with powdered sugar so that it looks as if there's a fresh layer of snow covering. So it's fun. There's lots of pieces to both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have
That's right, don't forget.
a kit per season.
So when you buy the original kit, you can get Christmas and Halloween with it, as well as the main house. And then you can also add to it, I think you're looking
This
at
is
spring right
spring.
there.
Yep.
And it's got bunnies and flowers and
Easter
lambs
eggs.
and
Yeah.
it's cute as can be. And then summertime is coastal, which is perfect for us. So we can do that and have a gingerbread house. So you can find a place in your home that you want to have a gingerbread house year round. The gingerbread house also can be made out of just sugar cookie dough. So you don't, if you want something lighter in color, you can do that.
You could probably experiment with a lot of different flavors.
There's all kinds of things. You can use broke up Lifesavers and melt it into the mold. That allows you to then put lights up underneath it and light the whole village if you want to, if you make multiple houses. There's so many things. If you look online for Pampered Chef or in the online catalog, which again is online unless you have a hard copy, it has other ideas as to how to use this. It's a lot of fun. It's really easy. And y'all need to at least buy one of these. If everybody in Lydia's party buys one of these kits, her party will be successful, and you will all have a great time as well.
Yeah, we could even do an online competition to see whose family could make the best gingerbread house.
There you go. So do what you will. Thanks for joining us with these little clips. Thanks.